Hello to everybody. FutureTrend channel is glad to welcome all of our subscribers. Today is 29 of May 2018, and as usual we start our everyday's analysis of different pairs, different currencies trading in the foreign exchange markets. So, as you know from our last reports, our main kind of idea during the weakness of the euro that was mainly associated with the weakness of eurozone economy was an idea that sooner or later the situation in the eurozone, economic situation in the eurozone, would improve, and at the same time we could see some stagnating economic numbers coming from the United States. That's why we suggested in the past, in the nearest past, that sooner or later the euro dollar or some other euro crosses could resume its underlying trends we've seen during the start of 2018. At the moment the situation is looking quite different, because adding to economic weakness in the eurozone, now we have a lot of political turbulences, a lot of political turmoil in some parts of Europe. For example, that's time in Italy and in Spain. Now, because as you know, the Sergio Mattarella, the Italian president, decided to reject the candidate of Paola Savona for economy minister. You know that now the parties that proposed this candidacy for the economy minister, I mean such kind of far-right parties like Far-Right League or Five Star, now they are really upset about the situation. They don't want to form a new kind of coalition government or something like that, the Italian president wanted to see. Now they prefer to go for another election, snap election in Italy that should take place in Italy. That means that during a time starting from now till August, probably the euro will remain vulnerable for another decline, because any kind of news that anti-establishment parties in Italy could, let's say so, could receive additional support in the parliament. That means that the euro could receive another boost to the downside. And from that point of view, probably our idea that the euro dollar or some other euro crosses sooner or later would turn around and finally go to higher levels. Now that idea is looking a little bit, not a little bit, but really mistaken and false. So let's see the situation how it is, accenting of course on the euro crosses, on the euro dollar itself. Now, as you can see, the euro dollar is trading around 116.27. We reached a kind of new low during yesterday's trading session of 116.07. The pay is looking quite over it at the moment. That means that in the nearest future we could retest a kind of stronger support barrier around 115.5, which was the lows of November 2017. You know now that the yield spread between German and Italian bonds are rising, and that kind of spread reached the levels of 2013. From that point of view, for taking into consideration that political instability in some parts of the eurozone will further dampened the euro's potential to appreciate. From that point of view, now 115.5 does not look as a reasonable kind of solid support. Now we should even to consider some lower levels, and in case of break below a longer term uptrend line located around 115.75, you could see this kind of uptrend line was drawn from the lows of January 2017. What does it mean? In that case, direct break below 115.5 should take the euro dollar fastly to the levels around 113.70, 114. We also should consider a possible down move to the levels of 113, but probably from the point of view of technique, we should construct a kind of fiber retracements to analyze what kind of other lower levels the euro could reach in the foreseeable future. At the moment, only a sharp reversal, first of all above immediately bearish trend line located around 117.45, as well as above 200 daily line located around 120.16, could mean that probably the euro could enter a kind of stronger correction, a kind of probably even a resumption of its underlying bullish trend. But now you see that this uptrend is severed, and that means that in case of break below, decides to break below 115.5 final closing below that level, that should mean that the euro dollar could see really some lower levels in the sessions ahead. The dollar yen, here the situation is looking the same because of geopolitical tensions, because of political turmoil and sharply down euro yen. The yen received a boost also against the United States currency. That means that in the foreseeable future probably our strategy of shorting the pair is right. We are still looking for a final move to below 108 to lock in profit our position sold at 110.22. Anyway, a kind of reversal back above 110.05 should mean that the dollar yen could resume its current uptrend, and from that point of view we decided to tighten our stop loss to 110.05 at the moment. Cable. Here the situation still looking dramatically weak because we are in a clear downtrend. That's really surprising, because only in the middle of April we see much higher levels, the levels of above 143. The high was registered around 143.77. In the foreseeable future, the cable could reach the levels of 130, which is also a psychological point of view, as well as the lows 130.27, the lows of the lows of October 2017. We should also don't underestimate the potential of the cable to extend its current decline, also taking into account not just the strength of the United States currency, but also internal problems of UK currency, such as economic weakness as well as Brexit uncertainty. Dollar Swiss is in the period of consolidation because of political crisis in Italy. Now we see that Swiss franc is looking quite supported against some other major currencies, especially against the single currency, which we will discuss some later. But against the United States dollar, the pair should remain overly supported while trading above 0.9845, where lies its current uptrend. The uptrend of 2018, drawn from the lows of the middle of February. So all in all, here the situation still remains quite encouraging for the dollar bulls. As regarding some other euro crosses, the euro yen made a kind of new low around 126.52, while the pair is trading below its 2018 downtrend located at 131.70. The pair should remain directly over it, and that means that a political crisis in Italy, altogether with euro weakness, economic kind of weakness, that means that euro yen should remain a sell on any kind of rallies. That's why we are ready to sell the pair on a possible retest of psychological important barrier 130 with a very close stop loss. The same applies, by the way, for the euro sterling. While we are trading below 2017-2018 downtrend located today around 0.8820, the pair should remain a victim of further decline, and in that case we even could see a possible retest in the nearest future of the lows of April around 86.20. Euro Swiss, here the Euro Swiss is dramatically changed its hands after testing of the important from technical point of view as well as psychological point of view the level 120. Now we are trading much lower. The pair is ready to test the lows of 2018 located around 114.45. So the level of 140.50 should present a kind of probably a tougher support to break, but taking into account current weakness of the euro currency, the pair should remain a sell on any kind of a rally. For example, for the short-term traders, we advise to sell the pair already on a possible retest to 116, the level where lies at the moment immediate kind of downtrend. We prefer to wait a little bit longer on a possible retest to 117 barrier, where we will sell the currency with a stop above 117.70. As regarding the euro ruble, also here the situation should remain not so welcome for the euro bulls, because the pair still remains under increasing downside pressure, taking into account political factors in Italy. Also here we need to analyze the Russian ruble behavior itself, because there are some different kind of factors that affecting the Russian ruble. At the moment it's a kind of Western sanctions against Russia, which of course does not bode well for the Russian currency, but at the same time we should check the situation with the oil prices, as well as the internal policy of financial authorities in Russia. All in all, we still prefer to see a euro ruble some lower in the foreseeable future, but probably the pair could find a kind of the floor, interim floor around its underlying bull trend located today around 71. Let's see more sharply. It comes at 71. That's why we prefer for a wait probably some lower to enter another kind of position. But now, as you know, we already bought the euro ruble on the market opening yesterday, and we still prefer to to take this position with a stop below a first kind of interesting support barrier located at 71.55. As regarding commodity block of currencies, first of all, let's make a look on our list of strategy of euro crosses, where you can see that we entered a long position in the euro ruble, and we were closed with a small stop our long engagement from yesterday in the euro yen. As regarding the euro sterling and euro Swiss, now we prefer to sell these currencies on a possible upticks, but we already discussed that some earlier. As regarding the commodity block of currencies, here we still keep our long trade recommendation in the Kiwi dollar and short trade recommendation in the loonie. As regarding the loonie, the pair should be extremely volatile during tomorrow's session, whereas you know the Bank of Canada tomorrow will decide its interest rate policy. So from that point of view, the dollar Canada or other Canadian dollar crosses will be quite interesting to see and quite volatile, but it will happen tomorrow, and that's topic we will discuss during our tomorrow's morning's review. Thank you very much for all of your attention. Thank you very much for you still looking our channel and looking our reviews. We are open for any of your recommendations and suggestions. See you later, and bye bye for now. It was your Future Trend channel.